here because Shane, when they bought it, Shane wrote a personal check and they're still waiting for it to clear. Before they come.
Okay, we'll call this meeting of the Sunday County Commissioners Tuesday, June 6, 2017 order. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, short prayer. Heavenly Father, please be with us today as we deliberate the items before us. Make certain, please, that we make decisions that are in the best interest of those we represent. And please have a special watch over those defending our country and their families. We ask all this through your Son. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call.
Commissioner Kushner.
Here.
Commissioner Douglas.
Here.
Commissioner Stacy. Here.
Okay, now I will accept the motion to approve the digital, audio, video recording of the previous board session from Tuesday, May 30th, and the written index of that meeting.
So moved.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It passes. All right, adjustments to the agenda. Do we have any? Hearing none, we'll go forward. Old business, Justice Center. I think this is where you come in, Commissioner Stacy.
Yes. Progress. You can see lots of progress happening, but I'm specifically want to talk about tours for Saturday. Those will begin at 1 o'clock, the public tours, and just like to emphasize that they are a walking construction site tour. So I think people should think clearly on footwear they're going to wear if they want to come through, and that it is a walking going up the flights of stairs. We'll be coming through the first floor. I'll ask the public to line up together on Market Street, and then we will take them through in small groups.
So Bryce, no pumps or heels.
Try not to.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then they will exit back out on Court Street, and then we'll walk them back up to, they'll go back out to Washington. So it'll be kind of a loop for the group gathering.
A loop through the group.
A loop for the group, yeah. And I don't know how exactly long the tour will take, but it shouldn't be that long, but we'll get them through, and I anticipate we'll have a lot of citizens interested in seeing the building on the inside and how it's coming along. So that's the plan. We will start at 1. We're anticipating roughly 3 o'clock. We aren't going to turn a group away if there are people standing there still past 3 o'clock. We haven't gotten everybody through. We'll continue to get them through for a little bit of time. And we have us wonderful elected leaders and volunteers who are part of the Justice Center project that are helping that day. So that's the update. It's supposed to be beautiful weather too.
Good. That's a wonderful thing.
It's a rain or shine event, so.
It's a rain or shine. We hope the shine comes through. Our county engineer is with us today. We are pleased to have him here, Mr. Zerman. Going to bring us up to date on Wolf Creek, huh?
Thank you. For Wolf Creek, we, as you recall, we hired Feller Finch to do a new inventory and assessment, provide engineer's estimate, and do the bid documents. Last week they provided the new information and the bid packet, which I sent to the prosecutor's office. I reviewed it and I sent it to the prosecutors for review, which is where it is now. I wanted to share with you where we are compared to where we were nearly 4 years ago in this project. We had an original engineer's estimate for the project, for the work, at around $220,000. At that time, there were 275 trees to be removed and 52 log jams to be removed. Today, there are nearly 1,300 trees that have died. Wow. They're ash trees, almost all ash trees. One thing is, as far as these trees go, whether you look at the cost, which I'll share with you in a moment, or the cost of when it was, those ash trees were going to die either way. And whether they get removed through this project now or had they had to be removed by maintenance over the last 4 years, they would still be dead and they would still be in the ditch to be removed. We had, like I had said, about 50, a little over 50 log jams, ranging from major to small. Today, based on ODNR specifications, there are 392 log jams to be removed, which is largely a result of these dead trees falling and also the snow and ice storms that we had a couple of years ago. The new engineer's estimate is $315,000 to do the work, as opposed to the $220 that it was. So that is for the construction phase of this
Given the
project.
high percentage of increase of things, that doesn't shock me, that number. In fact, I thought it
Yeah.
expected to be more.
And you know, the amount of stuff is significantly more. Feller Finch worked on a project, and don't quote me on this because this might be wrong, but I believe in Ottawa County, just did a similar project. So where we were guessing with no numbers really on what it would take to remove log jams and these dead trees, they actually had bid documents with real numbers. I believe it was Ottawa County, but you may say, I'm not sure. I don't want to say it's Ottawa County and have it not be, and have it been another one of those counties up there, but I believe they said it was Ottawa County. So they do have, the belief is that while we were totally guesstimating on what it would cost to remove these jams, they have real numbers that they use to do these,
So your $300-some-thousand number was your estimate?
No, my estimate was 220
You know, that was back.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this new estimate is 314.99.
And that's based on some conversation with them already?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And so we have all the specifications done. That is all being reviewed by the prosecutor's office. I need to contact the Ohio Department of Natural Resources. We already contacted them about the project and have their approval, which is required by law. I don't know if they need an updated approval since we have a new estimate and new plans, but we're doing the same job. I believe they'll say they don't, but if we do, I'll go ahead and process that. But I wanted to share with you where we are today, answer any questions, and see if you want to, if we move to the next step.
Under your,
Go ahead.
no, go.
Of the 1,300 trees, those are all standing trees?
Uh,
And the scope of work, how far off of the ditch does that?
Well, their direction was anything that is eminently ready or could fall into the ditch. So if
So it's
there
not
are,
a fixed amount of distance?
it is not a fixed amount of distance. So if there is a large tree a large distance away, it would have been taken. If there was a small tree a large distance away, even though it's dead, it may not be taken if it couldn't fall into the ditch.
I think we wanted 1.1 and we're getting like.
Take one, right?
What's that?
Less.
They'll win.
They're talking about the wind turbines, how far apart they have to be.
Oh,
Different topic.
oh, sound long.
But this is a once-in-a-generation tree kill,
Oh,
and so
yes.
we have to deal with it. Anything that's in ash virtually is going to have to come out.
Yeah, we have, of those trees, 500 are alive, but leaning or growing in the channel, and roughly 1,000 are dead and ready to fall in. So where before we had looked at some of those trees, now a single tree laying in the ditch is a Class A log jam. It's something that has fallen in the ditch, and there's a Class A, B, C, and D log jam. And you can just imagine from the biggest things that you would see would be a Class D to one tree laying across being a Class A.
Now, did we do an estimate as to what the assessment would be per landowner?
We did, and that was sent out to all the landowners when we did this process that would have probably been in around early 14.
So do we need to do that again with the new?
I need to check that. Generally speaking, no. When you send out the estimate that you think it's going to be, so everyone has an idea where we are. This number is significantly higher than what that number was. So I don't know if there are sections in. We don't do petition ditches.
Right.
It's not like I can just quote this off my head without
Is it
research.
so much a linear foot? Is it so much?
It's per acre. So
Per
what
acre.
we did, because this is more of a drainage flood control project, we put the watershed into 3 zones. The first zone is between 0 and 500 feet away from the channel, because those folks are going to receive the greatest benefit to their lands. And they were assessed at it was a $25 per acre rate for our estimate. It will, of course, be more than that. Then the second zone is between 500 and 1,000 feet, because they will receive not only the tributaries that come into it, but also, so they'll receive secondary benefit. We had them at $15 an acre. And then everybody beyond 1,000 feet, we said, you're all contributing and need to pay your fair share. Your benefit is going to be significantly less than those closer, and we set those at $3 an acre. The encouragement at the time, and part of our original estimate, was that we were really trying to get those landowners that owned ground along the channel to take care of their own properties, which is the way it's supposed to be done to begin with, in a
So,
perfect world.
yeah.
So we said, we're making your assessments high, and we want you to, and at the time, we had sent letters out to all 47 landowners. And 45 of the 47 landowners said, we will be able to do a certain amount of our work. So we reduced our estimate based on them doing their work, them doing all the stuff themselves. Well, over the course of working with them for a couple of years, until we had talked, a couple of year and a half or whenever it was ago, just nobody did it.
There are some that have significantly improved their,
There are some.
but they'll get assessed the same.
They'll get us the same.
So it sounds like that $25 is probably gonna be about a third more.
It-
I mean, based on
yeah,
the estimates.
roughly, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Yep. So, that's where,
What's our next action then? What do you
well,
need from us?
at this point, I don't necessarily need any orders of that sort. I wanted to share with where we are. If it's the will of the board to continue, what we do next is, once I get the contract back, we go out for bids. Based on the timeline we have, is we really want to be able to start this project after wheat harvest in July. For any wheat fields, to get to those, that we would want to start the bidding process towards the end of June, which would allow, a few weeks, all that stuff that it takes, that probably by the end of July, early August, we would be able to start some type of construction.
Yeah, I think we need to keep moving forward, Mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
That-
Do
and
you need a
that's-
resolution from us?
I do not.
Okay. We haven't changed.
I would need a resolution in the negative, not one in the
I
affirmative.
don't think our
Because
position's
as,
changed.
as we are, we just proceed. But I didn't want to, I told you I'd share with you where we are, when we got there. I just got these plans and specs last week. I do want to put a plug in for Feller Finch. I'd never worked with them before. They were a fantastic company to work with. Very professional, very thorough, good set of plans, good set of specifications, so.
Good.
So I don't believe that there are any things that we need to do other than I'll get the contract back and we will go ahead and finalize the bid documents, and start the bidding process.
Thank you for
advertising
following
the bid.
through with this.
I shared before, it's taken years. Some petition projects take 20, 30 years. 4 years is a long time. And I accept, the responsibility for not having this done, but there are zero, that's the problem with petitions. There are zero resources available to do this. I am pleased that you allowed us to go out and get somebody, Feller Finch, to do this. I am not someone that does a lot of contracts, so I don't hire consultants. There was no other way. If you hadn't allowed me to do this, we would still be where we were.
So at some point, we're gonna have to advance $330,000.
Yeah, once we get the bid.
That could remind me again, how long it'll take for us to get that back? It's assessed over,
Do we
There-
need 5 years for that?
You can do up to 5 years, I believe, and we'll check all that again. If there's a certain amount, if there is a certain dollar amount, then the landowner has to pay it immediately. It's like, if it's $50,
yeah, okay.
then they have to pay it right now. If there is anything other than that, you can set it up where they pay over either a 3 or a 5 year period, semi-annually on their property taxes.
Okay.
And according to the project schedule that we kind of revised in January of this year, we're tracking right along with that with these different phases, with the construction phase hitting now. And we had down the assessment phase that they'd be preparing with the county the assessments for the project roughly August, so it might be a little pushback a little bit on the work, but that's not payable till 2019 on tax bills,
Right.
if I've got this note here.
Yeah, 2018 work, which is, we would try to do it now, but most of the work would be done over winter and after harvest, after fall harvest, that we would be looking at 2018, what you just said, 2018 work to be on 2019 taxes.
Yeah, so August 2018, but like I said, we'll work with the auditor's office on all the appropriate timing of that assessment as
Yeah.
it gets.
Yeah, we'll work with Julie to make sure that our schedule is her schedule and how that all works,
Yeah.
so it's.
Yeah,
Well, we don't get you in here that often, so I want to compliment you and your office on a great job. Very seldom do we have any concerns. There are
Thanks.
from time to time, but we understand those and the reasons you make your decisions, and I appreciate you running your office so efficiently. Thank
I
you.
appreciate it, thank you. We
You're
try-
coming back at 1?
I will be back at 1,
Good.
yes, yep. Yep. Very
Okay.
good. Thank you very much.
thanks,
you.
Mark.
Okay,
And I'll be in and out
on to new
today if you
business.
have questions about that.
How many miles?
11 miles of work.
On to new
There's about
business.
7 miles of actual area that needs cleaned, but 11 miles of water.
I have an appropriation adjustment within the M&R fund, moving $1,495
Thank you.
from other expense to the expense road line. I have a supplement to the permit appropriation to the ambulance service fund, putting $42,660 into medical equipment. Ken had applied for the BWC grant and was awarded $42,660. His match is $10,665, which he's getting within. So it's for auto pulse machines.
So for a total of 52,000 or? a total-
42,000.
40.
42,000.
And he had matched 10,000 of that, so we're getting 32,000.
Yes. Yep. I have an appropriation adjustment within the SFY 17 Sheriff's Community Corrections Grant Fund, moving $648.20 from training to supplies and $500 from other expense to supplies. Total moved $1,148.20. A resolution setting time, date, and place to receive sealed bids for the Seneca County Road 59 pavement resurfacing will be scheduled for 10:15 on Tuesday, June 27th at the Commissioner's office. I have a resolution authorizing a food service agreement with North Central Ohio Education Service Center on behalf of the Seneca County Sheriff's Office. They have increased it from $260 to $265 each.
For a meal?
For a meal. I have a resolution authorizing a contract with Kelly Gorey for legal services on behalf of the Seneca County Board of Revisions, authorizing Mike Kirshner to sign. And those are all I have.
Okay, I'll accept the motion for approval.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Swayze?
Yes,
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes. Okay, next on the agenda at 10:15 was the executive session.
It's supposed to be 10:45.
10:45. Okay, 10:30 we have non-emergency transportation services at a bid opening.
Yes, it's an RFP.
Okay. Bryce, anything to bring before the group here today? Anything new you'd like to bring?
All is good. All is good. We down to Columbus last week. Maybe Shane reported on that to advocate for the wind setback requirements for our project in Seneca County, largest investment we'll have. So that's all good. Shane's going down, I think, maybe next week to go advocate and give testimony for that. So all is good.
Good,
For the
thank you.
county.
Thank you for being here. Anything else from this board, or do we want to recess until 10:30?
I'll move that we recess until council, or what's next?
We have a bid open, or RFP.
RFP open.
RFP.
At 10:30, yep.
Recess for bathroom break.
Apparently, this must be Board of Revision, folks.
Oh, I see,
I'm reading it right.
yeah,
So that's you.
that is me.
Stacy, do we have any other